Bring my knowledge to help the team any way I can. Okay, Pat.
You said you'd help me practice my part for the moment.
Hey there.
Fine.
What up, Giants fans? In today's show, we're going to go over the latest trade rumors circulating around the league as the trade deadline gets closer and closer. November 1st is the day. All these players have been mentioned in trade rumors. The Giants need a wide receiver, so let's talk about it. I want you to pick a wide receiver the Giants should trade for. Type 1 for DJ Moore, 2 for Jerry Jeudy, 3 for Brandon Cooks, 4 for Elijah Moore, or if there's somebody not on the list you think the Giants should trade for, just comment their name down below. Shout out to the real ones. You're watching New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. Feels damn good to be 6-1. I hope everybody's having a good Tuesday. Give the video a thumbs up right now if you're enjoying being 6-1. We all know the Giants need to make a move for a wide receiver. Go back to the game this past Sunday. Drops by Marcus Johnson, dropped a touchdown. There was a lot of drops. Darius Slayton had a drop. Richie James had a drop. Look, you just can't drop the football. And that's what the Giants have done far too often this year. Going into the season, the wide receiver depth chart, there was a lot of optimism. But with Kenny Golladay hurt, Sterling Shepard hurt, Kadarius Toney hurt, and Wan'Dale Robinson just coming back to the lineup, who has looked really, really good. You just can't depend on Richie James, David Sills, Darius Slayton, and Marcus Johnson. Marcus Johnson has dropped 2 touchdowns in the past 2 weeks. The Giants need to make a move for a wide receiver. And when you look at the stats on screen right now, when Richie James is your leading receiver with 20 grabs, and then you have not another wide receiver on the roster that's healthy, and second with 11 grabs. Then 10 grabs. I mean, Wan'Dale Robinson has played in 9 quarters this year and is already second on the team with 10 receptions. You have to make a move. I like Richie James. He's a good number 3. Darius Slayton, if he could catch the football, he'd be pretty damn good. I think Wan'Dale Robinson is going to be a stud in this league. I would like the Giants to use him more as a downfield receiving threat. That's the way he was used at Kentucky. I like the way they're using him in, I would say, diverse ways. They're giving him those pitches on the jet sweeps. I'm not concerned about Wan'Dale Robinson. He's going to be a stud. David Sills, he's just David Sills at this point. Look, I wish he would get the reps over Marcus Johnson because I know Sills is going to at least catch the football. But you're dependent on David Sills, Marcus Johnson, Darius Slayton, and Richie James to be your top wide receivers. It's going to be a long, long season at that spot for the New York Football Giants. Before we get into some trade rumors, we already mentioned the guys we're going to talk about. I want to ask you this question. Grade the Giants wide receiver core. A, B, C, D, or F. I want you to be honest. Get out your red pen and let me know your grade for the Giants. And I'll tell you this much, guys. If the Giants make a trade for a wide receiver, we are going to be going live on the channel, and we are going to party. That's why you suck. Breaking videos, breaking news, rumors, anything that happens around the Giants, we get you guys a video as soon as possible. And don't jinx it. We've been saying sub for Giants dubs all year long. You want to go 7-1? Go down right now and hit that big red button.
That like button, bitch.
We talked about them off the top of the show, but the wide receivers on the trade market right now are DJ Moore, Jerry Jeudy, Brandon Cooks, and Elijah Moore. Let's start with DJ Moore, who I think is the best wide receiver by far amongst any of those wide receivers we've talked about. So far this year, has 27 grabs for 273 yards, 2 touchdowns, about 10 yards per pop. He's doing that with Baker Mayfield and P.J. Walker. But look at the years before, even with subpar quarterback play. Last year, 93 grabs for damn near 1,200 yards, 4 touchdowns, and he's a yards after catch machine. As you know, Joe Shane would say, He's a generator with the football. He would be perfect for this offense. And DJ Moore makes the most sense out of any of the wide receivers we're going to talk about on this video for a trade for the New York Giants. And it comes down to the dollars and cents. He just got a contract extension prior to this year. So there's some dead money that would come into effect for the Carolina Panthers. Look at the Chicago Bears. Look at the Atlanta Falcons. Look at the Seattle Seahawks. Those teams are worried about the hard cap. The Panthers aren't going to be good for a couple of years. They need to turn it around. They're going to sell some assets at the deadline. They already traded Christian McCaffrey. Incurring a dead cap next year isn't going to hurt too much. It would only cost the Giants, because I already know the salary cap nerds are watching this video like, Marshall, how are we going to make a trade? We have no cap money. It's only going to cost you $600 grand this year to trade for DJ Moore. He has a dead cap hit, of about $1 million this year. Divide that by 17, times it by 10, the games remaining. That's how much you owe him, about $600,000. So it's not the financials that's going to hold this back. And this rumor comes from this account over on Twitter, NYG Giants Rumor Man. They tweeted about OBJ. You know, the Giants were talking about him. So I don't know how actually, accurate they are, but I do think it's important to talk about the rumors that are out there. Their report was that the NYG Giants have called about Panthers wide receivers DJ Moore and Terrace Marshall Jr. They said it was from Fox. I didn't see Fox saying anything, but it's my job to talk about the latest Giants news and rumors. I think when you talk about a wide receiver trade, especially one for DJ Moore, who in my opinion is a good, not elite, but a good wide receiver in this league. Let's go back and look at the trade compensation for some wide receivers who I think are all better than DJ Moore going into this season. For the Eagles to get A.J. Brown, they had to give a first-round pick and a third-round pick up. For the Las Vegas Raiders to obtain Devontae Adams, they had to give up a first and a second-round pick. For Tyreek Hill to be traded to the Miami Dolphins, the Chiefs, they got a first-round pick, a second-round pick, 2 fourths, and a 6th-round pick. Like I said, DJ Moore is not as good as those guys, but I do think he is a top 15 wide receiver in the National Football League. And an offense like the Giants, with Brian Dable, Mike Kafka, and Daniel Jones, who would be the best quarterback he ever played with, he would be worth the coin that it would cost. I think it would cost the New York Football Giants a first-round pick. And some people may be like, no way, no how am I giving up a first-round pick for a wide receiver. What if I told you this right now? Would you trade Kadarius Toney for DJ Moore? Everybody would say yes. Why take a chance? That's what a first-round pick is in the NFL. It's a lottery ticket. You have a chance of it hitting, and you have a chance that it doesn't hit. Would I trade a first-round pick for a guaranteed proven wide receiver in DJ Moore? Yes, I would. Who do the Giants need most? What position do they need most? Wide receiver. What position are they going to draft in the 2023 NFL draft in the first round? A wide receiver. You're 6-1 right now. Don't get the player that you're going to pick in the first round right now and make this team better. And find out who Daniel Jones is. Remember, that's the point of this year. To find out Daniel Jones is that guy. Go get him an elite receiver. Go get him a wide receiver 1 and find out if Daniel Jones is the guy. I would do this trade over and over again because I think you can trade a lottery ticket for some for sure cold hard cash like DJ Moore. You do it every single time. But this show, it's not all about me. It's about the audience interaction, and I want to take the pulse of all New York Giants fans out there. Would you make this trade? Would you trade your first-round pick? If you look at the records right now, it's going to be somewhere in the 20s. You're not going to get an elite wide receiver most likely that late in the first round, so I'll ask you, would you make this team? Type A for accepted or type T for the call. Ian Rappaport also tweeted this out Sunday morning. That's why we're talking about Brandon Cooks and Jerry Jeudy. He said some big-name wide receivers generating trade interest. Wide receiver Brandon Cooks has been the target of multiple calls. Steelers wide receiver Chase Claypool has been in focus. We talked about him last week, but it's not expected to be dealt. And barring a shift, not to be expected to be dealt, barring a shift. Then he went on to talk about Broncos wide receiver Jerry Jeudy has been the center of calls as Denver has sputtered in the 2022 NFL season. Let's talk about Jerry Jeudy. A guy coming out of Alabama that was a former first-round pick, hasn't lived up to the hype. Go back to his rookie year. That's his best year in the NFL. Played 16 games, 52 grabs, 856 yards, and 3 touchdowns. But since then, he's kind of been I would say, knocked off track by injuries a little bit. Played just 17 games in the last 2 years, has less than 1,000 yards and only 2 touchdowns. I like Jerry Jeudy, and I ain't giving up a first-round pick, and I probably ain't giving up a second-round pick for Jerry Jeudy. I think he's good. I don't think he's great. I think he could be an elite number 2. One day, I don't think he's a wide receiver number 1. The financials for Jerry Jeudy are very similar to DJ Moore. The trade would cost the New York Football Giants $1.1 million this year to go and pick up Jerry Jeudy in a trade. It can happen. I know the Giants are cap strapped, but you can clear up $1 million if you really want to go out and get Daniel Jones a weapon. We'll continue to talk about more wide receivers on the trade market, but first, I want to hook you guys up with an awesome deal. Get a Giants throwback jersey. These jerseys are so clean. We've got a bunch of different players you can go and get. We're going to wear them one more time this season. Have yours for when they do. Go to chatsports.com/Giants throwback. Chatsports.com/Giants throwback. Get a Barkley, get Xavier McKinney, Daniel Jones. They got a lot of players on there. Go to chatsports.com/Giants throwback. Let's talk about Brandon Cooks now, who also was mentioned by Ian Rappaport in that TV show a second ago. Look, this year has 28 grabs, 181 yards, touchdowns. Look at the prior 2 years. 1,000 yards, 1,100 yards. He has 6 seasons under his belt in the National Football League of at least 1,000 yards. He's been traded time and time again. The financials are a little bit tougher with him. We'll break that down in a second. But when you talk about Brandon Cooks, this is a guy that is an elite receiver. Is he a wide receiver one? Probably not. This is someone that I think makes you better, but I don't think he's better than DJ Moore, and I don't think he's better than Jerry Jeudy at the moment, considering Jeudy is a little bit much younger. Brandon Cooks is a lot older. I think Cooks is probably a better player at the moment, but going forward, I'd rather have Jeudy. What it would cost for the Giants to trade for Brandon Cooks, it would be $687,000 per year. The thing is, it leaves the Texans with $34.2 million in dead cap money. So maybe the producer choice. Maybe, the Giants could go out and get Brandon Cooks for a second round pick. You want to trade a second for Cooks. I lean more towards the first for DJ Moore, but hey, anything to get some help to this team at the wide receiver spot, I'd be down for it. Stop being cheap, Joe Shane. I love you. I love what you're doing, but you're killing Daniel Jones in this offense out there. Doc Kleiman also tweeted about Elijah Moore yesterday. He said, not only did the Jets make wide receiver Elijah Moore inactive for the Broncos game, but according to Peter Schrager, Moore also did not travel with his team to Denver after he was upset for his lack of touches. Ian Rappaport reported that Elijah Moore, asked the team to be traded earlier this week. Could the Giants, the other team in New Jersey, make a trade for Elijah Moore? Hasn't lived up to the hype coming out of Ole Miss. This is someone that a lot of people thought could be one of the best wide receivers in that class, but in just 17 games in 2 seasons. He only has 59 catches, less than 750 yards, does have 5 touchdowns. I like Elijah Moore, but I'm not giving up anything more than a 3rd-round pick for Elijah Moore.
We was right, baby.
Kadarius Toney for Elijah Moore. I mean, maybe I'd do it. I'm still holding out hope Kadarius Toney could be that guy. Hopefully he comes back healthy and produces.
We guess right.
You need more help than just Kadarius Toney. The Giants have to make a move for a wide receiver, whether it be in free agency. I know you don't have a whole bunch of money right now, but look, you got to do something. Trace, I want to go back to that logo that we started the show.
Good move, Lamar. Good move.
Now that you've seen the stats, now that you've seen how much it would cost the Giants to trade for all of these guys money-wise, I want to ask this question one more time. Pick a wide receiver to trade for. 1 for DJ Moore, 2 for Jerry Jeudy, 3 for Brandon Cooks, 4 for Elijah Moore. This is the order. I would power rank the guys. I'd want Moore, Jeudy, Cooks, then Moore again. 2 Moores, but DJ Moore is the guy number 1 on my list. He's the guy the Giants should go get. He's a legit wide receiver 1. Doesn't cost a lot of money to make him, work in a trade for the Giants. Would cost a 1st-round pick. Would they accept it? I don't know. But look, dangle that 1st-round pick in front of them, see if they would do it. Let me know which guy you want the Giants to trade for. And I appreciate everybody, as always, that makes New York Giants now.
I got you, Lamar.
made it this far in the video.
All bets
so I know
is
that you
off.
made it this far.
You're
This is
old.
your first time watching.
I know you ain't
Down
what
in
you
the
used
comments
to
of every
be.
video, easy comments, get an idea who's always watching these videos. So if you made it this far in the video, let me know you did by commenting a real one
With the
in the
sneaky
comments.
beat. Go hit him with the sneaky beat.
For the next possession. Interesting stat line right now. Technically, he's completed 4 passes, 2 to his team, and then 2 to the wrong team.
Boy.
Makes you wonder what he's seeing downfield because he has completed 2 passes to his own team, but the interceptions are tracked.
See this coming. I gotta see this coming. Boy, get the hell out of here.
Over the sidelines, working on that Surface Pro to see what
On the show, right now.
Clancy.
You are watching New York Giants now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green, and in today's show, we're going to preview Monday night's match.
Crazy man.
Giants, Cowboys.
Oh, y'all over me, coach.
Showdown, and one of the best
Ready for
rivalries
it.
in all of sports. And it's so fitting that the Giants are playing the Cowboys on Monday night
That a
football.
fool?
Joe Buck,
We took a risk.
Roy Aikman on the call. That is going to be a lot of fun. This Monday, 8:20 Eastern, the Giants are...
Kayvon Thibodeau is going to have a multi-sack game with
Oh, I missed it.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
All right, what's going on? It's Bobby Skinner, Talking Giants, coming to you with the Week 7 film review. The Giants are 6-1. I'm feeling good about this team.
Get your
They're
ass.
playing well. That guy, number 8, has been playing awesome the last 5 weeks. Continuing just to get better and better every single week. I thought he did some really good stuff escaping the pocket, manipulating the pocket in this game. Drops got him a little bit. So I was very happy with him. The run game kind of got going as the game ended, and we're going to show some plays. I mean, they literally ran the same exact play 8 times in a row to finish the game off. On the defensive side, I thought this was their worst game, which is a good thing for them, that their worst game, they only gave up 17 points. We'll go through some of the key plays that they made and key plays that they didn't, but some really bad stuff they had in the run game. But we'll get into all of it. Make sure to like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and let's get into it. Week 7 film, I don't know what I said. All right, first play. This is a play we've seen a lot on the film review the last few weeks. You got 2 tight ends, under center, play action, deep post, and then the cross by Slayton, called Yankees. Now, it's a little different on this. And Slayton ends up dropping this, which isn't the main part of this. But it's actually a good job by Slayton to not carry this out here, which is really the original design. I don't know if that is... I don't know if that's post-snap, seeing the way this corner's playing and flattening this out. But either way, it was called... If they did call this up, this was called at a good time. And also, I like... Even though the corner doesn't really go for it, I like changing some vertical cell there by Slayton. Ends up dropping this. The ball's on him. But, like I said, this is a play the Giants have run a ton the past few weeks. And guess what's going to start happening? Especially when you're playing the single high safety. Guess what's going to start happening?
Had to do it, Cole.
This post is going to be there. It's going to be there. And I know they're seeing this. And Jones makes the right read on this. Like, he throws this ball right here. You're not going to throw the post here. You throw it this way, like right read. But I guarantee you that they are telling him when they run a single high safety that eventually they're gonna try and stop this. So they haven't thrown the post on this yet. They're slamming down on this. This is gonna happen, and a post is gonna be open, just like it was 2020 Week 1 Darius Slayton touchdown versus Steelers. So that's just something I want people to keep in mind. Like, watch out for a play action the next couple weeks. Good ball by Jones, good timing. We got good protection all up front. Nice little grin for the pocket.
I fucked up.
Slayton's not able to catch it. 6 drops we dealt with this week. All right, next play. 3rd down. This is a play we talked about last week where it's a mix of what's called wave and mesh. Mesh is like the underneath where you run 2 drag routes, and then wave is the exact concept, but it's either 10 or 15 yards down the field. They run at 10, but it's just done very sloppy. Like, this isn't run very good. This is 3rd down. The Jaguars send 6. They run a cover 1 blitz. So how's it sloppy? Well, Tanner Hudson's doing the block and release. He's not getting any depth in his route. One, he's already short of the sticks, but there's no friction here within the routes. Like, that's too much spacing. And then on this side, Slayton gets pressed up, and that throws off the timing of it, to where these guys should be crossing.
Well, he took a shot, baby.
Here and here, but because Slayton gets pressed up, it's here. And you just got good man coverage all over the board. Like, anyways, like everybody's covered. Like, maybe you could throw this to Marcus Jones. I doubt you're pulling the trigger on that. And a good job by Jones, seeing all of this mess. Seeing Trayvon Walker get around the corner on that deal. Seeing they're in man coverage with the blitz and knowing, okay, guys are going to have their back turned. Let me get 13 yards on the ground on the first down. We'll see from the other angle. You see, he wants to get that to Marcus Johnson right here. It's not there. Tuck it. Get your yards. First down, New York Giants. All right, next third down.
Come
now we're just running mesh. The Jaguars, they run a cover zero blitz, which means they're sending everybody and then just five players in man coverage versus 5 receivers. So like man, and then the safety is responsible for the running back. So when that happens, guess what? We've got a free rusher. Every single offensive line is blocking somebody, but we've got a free rusher. So in mesh, like you see, this is a form of mesh. Now the Giants are actually building off of mesh here, as you see Wandale's running the over on this instead of the actual mesh, which is something I think the Giants are building off of.
Get off me. Tell him to get his hands off me, coach.
They were never.
Tell him get his hands off me. Fat boy ain't catching me.
Whatever.
Fat boy ain't catching me. Let me celebrate.
You know, at least a form of mesh. But the first read on mesh is always this rail route by the running back. Usually you don't throw it because it's covered, but he's got a free rusher. He's the hot read. The safety's coming from depth. So it's 3rd and 5, and you've got 10 yards to go for the first down. And this is where it's like, you just knew Saquon was going to make a play on this. We'll see it from the other angle. Like, immediately sees the hot with Josh Allen, you know, free rusher. You see, we got everybody blocked up that we can. Get the ball out. And you just know that Saquon's going to make a play on Andre Cisco. It was a fun safety at Syracuse, but you're not going to tackle Saquon one-on-one like that. First down, Giants. And then the touchdown to Darius Slayton. They got the look they wanted. You got press man coverage on Darius Slayton. They're playing a too high safety. Watch Jones. Gives a hard count. Bam. Guess what? This guy's rolling down. They're playing cover 3, which is man coverage if you're running verticals on the outside. It's basically cover 1 man coverage. Watch this release by Slayton. This is why Slayton being on the field, even though he's not some great wide receiver, brings you so much more value than really anybody else they've had out on the outside. It's this speed and this ability to beat press man. Like, look at this release.
Now where you lay, that boy hit hard.
Now we're gone. And Jones is throwing a ball that's going into the end zone. At the 20, I mean, he's pulling the trigger. We're at the 24-yard line. Like, he knows it's over. You'll see from the other angle, keeps the safety on with his eyes, turns the head, throws it. Awesome throw. We'll see it from the other angle. But this is what the Giants offense needed. Some just straight drop back, like testing defenses vertically. Because eventually they're going to be like, okay, they're not testing us vertically at all. But again, good job. Control the safety's eyes, looking over here. Turn, rip it. Great placement on this. Good leap by Darius Slayton. Bobbles it. But he ends up catching it, thankfully.
This is not a good early game.
And the Giants get their first touchdown on the first drive of the game this season. All right, on defense, we're going to go through a positive play because there's not a ton of positive plays, especially in the run game. They did do well on this.
That man was down.
See, the Jaguars use a lot of motion in the run game to get misdirection. So you see like that fake of the jet sweep, and then they run split zone, where you have Evan Ingram, the tight end, coming wham block on the backside.
Come on now.
So you fit the run pretty good on the front side. We're fitting well, fitting well.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was
Adore's in man on Ingram, so he's going to chase him a line. But just good job by Jihad Ward here. Good job by Jihad Ward seeing this cut block come. Pull your feet, and we're there. Good job by Nick Williams, 93 right here. Really good stuff. Tay Crowder jumping into this gap. Adore Jackson jumping in this gap. Like a really good run defense right there. That all starts with Jihad Ward. Now some bad run defense. And this is where there's the misdirection killed the Giants. And this ends up being a touchdown for Travis Etienne. And you have an unbalanced line. Like, look, we got center, right guard, tight end, left guard, left tackle, right tackle, or whichever. And then you put Evan Ingram in the backfield, Travis Etienne. So you bring this motion. You've got Ingram coming across the line of the scrimmage. And that affects players. Like Tay Crowder, he's chasing it. Adore Jackson's obviously going to chase it. He's manned up.
Right there, Trent, I'm going to need you to lay a hit stick.
Ingram's able to get Smoak box. Jihad Ward is playing this edge right here. And we've got no one in this gap. No one. Someone's got to be responsible for this gap.
Baby, later, boom.
I think it's Tay Crowder. Like, here's what I will say. I know Tay Crowder's gap is not backside. Now, it doesn't help that Jalen Smith gets blocked on this. But it's just a really bad run fit.
Oh, you sneaky mother lover.
Back on offense.
All right, we done with this. We done with
Giants run a play call called Dagger, which they've tried to run a bunch of times this year, and they've just never been able to get it successful, even though it's like one of my favorite play calls personally. And what is Dagger? It's essentially, you've got a clear out from the slot usually, and then a dig from the outside, and this deep
Why
end.
you try me again, cuz? Let's celebrate a little bit. Let's celebrate, cuz. Nah, you ain't catching me, dog. I know you.
And you're just trying to get it.
I know you too slow.
You're trying to find a hole in the zone. Get it to the outside receiver on the dig. If they play deep on it, you throw it to the tight end. We finally get it. And a part of it is they added, this is Richie James. They put him on this over route, which I think is a way to help clear out some of the traffic over here, like occupy these linebackers. The Jaguars are in Tampa too, so Lloyd is chasing the middle of the field. Now, he probably should come down.
All game.
But we finally get it. Like, you got this safety bailing out with the clear out. Lloyd's out here.
You know why people
They've got
quit
their
in
eyes on the
situations? Because they don't believe in defense.
First and 20. We're about to
every game we play
20
is a championship
and
game.
3.
Defense
And we drop it.
wins.
Like, look at Jones step up in the pocket on this. We'll see it from the other angle.
Down 20-10. Just over a minute.
We have protection up front. DJ steps up. Makes it a little bit of an easier throw. Fires into it.
Here's Jackson.
I mean, I guess you could say put this ball right here.
Get sacked, Lamar. Get sacked, Lamar. Go let him.
But listen, I'm not gonna. I think DJ probably should put a better ball on him.
Kill him too.
You've got time. He's not putting a bullet on a 5-yard slant like that behind you. One thing
I was waiting for you to cross that line, Lamar. You fell for
all right, back on the defense.
You bitch. Except
this is a 4th and 1. They motion Kirk in. Just too much space. Again, they're trying to get to. They're trying to essentially get to the 26, just past the 26. And we've got our DB's heels on the 21.
Yeah, good job, Point. Good tackle, Point.
Again, I understand that because you want to play up and play fast on this. but they don't even run like a
Griff, you ain't
good
doing
route.
like that, dog.
If there's
You
just
ain't
like
doing
any
that, Griff.
hesitation on this from the row,
You had to do him
not
like
getting
that, Griff.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Prince shining. You gotta go to the crib, Prince. You
But,
gotta run. You gotta make it. You gotta make it. I know
This is
Lamar.
Monday morning quarterbacking.
He can't catch you no more,
I don't think
Prince. He was
feels
too
right here is gonna
old,
stop
baby.
you from running or whatever you
This
want.
is why you
Sending
don't
everybody
quit,
to
because
the
if you
ball out
play
quick.
defense,
They run the sprint out.
it will put points on the
So it's a pretty
board.
simple first down. Extend the drive. All right, next play. Back on offense already. Let's see, what do we got? Oh, this is read option design
One
for
offensive
Daniel Jones to
touchdown.
keep it. So we got Saquon and Matt Breida in the backfield with this pony formation. Wide receiver, tight end, wide receiver. You fake this to Saquon. And then you bring Breida as the lead back. And because asking wide receivers and tight ends to just block out on the perimeter on this is hard, well, guess what you do? Especially when you're getting a QB, it's going to take you time to get outside here. Well, you get this player sucked in by this, and you block down. It's a lot easier to make for Bellinger to make this block. It's a lot easier for Slayton to just wall this off. And then you get Breida out there to lead back.
And what are the whistles for? Timeout.
All you need to do is get a piece of it.
Stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds.
And you got yourself a little 12-yard run for Daniel Jones. See it from this angle, you motion Saquon in. Sucks him in. Let's go. We're rolling. Crack. Blocking. Leading. They close this alley, get to the outside. Speed. Number 2 rushing QB in the NFL, Daniel Jones. Next play.
I don't know why you trying to throw on that man. I don't know why you trying to throw on that man.
I think I forgot a run play on this. I was going to show the offense, but fortunately I forgot a play that was bad. So, but essentially they tried to play called a run play called Wham.
Well, let me not say that. The offense is hardly even got to get back on the field.
Really bad. All right, so we're on defense now. So I forgot that.
But the offense put up the 10 points that they offense put up.
We've got a 2nd and 25. Couldn't ask for a better situation. Now, right?
And that's
2nd
why
and
it gets
25. We're forcing the Jaguars to punt. Not so fast.
6 takeaways and we get a game.
We're going to run a rub on this.
The great run they've been on continues.
Wheel route.
Move to 9-1 now.
This receiver clearing out on the post. Run a post wheel with a rub. There's man coverage, which the Giants run. Like, that's what they do. They run man coverage. And they essentially ran man coverage on 75% of their plays in this game. You just get done on smoke. Just run a simple post wheel with a rub. I guarantee this will probably be something the Giants maybe trying to steal. Because it is a good play call for us, man, when you get man coverage looks. 2nd and 25. You put a 40-yard play. Actually, a 55-yard play because there was unnecessary roughness at the end of it.
3. What? We didn't even score a touchdown on offense at all. I didn't even just
40 yards, love hits and late.
I just considered
55 yards. That's
we scored no
right
offensive touchdowns.
All right, next play for the defense.
2 field goals.
This is where the defense really lucked out.
We put 2
this is game-changing stuff right here.
And we won 27-10.
It's a bad run fit, buddy.
If you don't believe in defense, you better start to learn something.
How many blockers we got? 6 blockers. We've got 7 in the box. Every gap should be accounted for. They are not fooling anybody. This should be easy play your gaps. Easy play your gaps. Like, it's very simple. Kayvon, you play this outside gap.
Ronnie!
Julian Love play here. Leonard Williams here. Jalen Smith here. Dexter Lawrence here. Tay Crowder here. Jihad Ward here. Very simple. It's as simple as that, unless you want to do some type of twist. But we're not doing that. Everybody plays their gap. Tay Crowder just gets blocked up. Like, play slow on this. Like, play free, man. You see this ball put in his chest. You're not going to be. Don't try it. He tries to put his shoulder into this. I know you want to keep your hips. Keep your hips square and rip through this.
Put it down. Put it down.
And it gives him that crease. You know, good on Jalen Smith for being able to try and slow this down. But that's a bad fit by Tay. But then you got McKinney coming up. You got a little wobble. Pop that ball out. Julian Love picks it up, and the game is changed. Game-changing play. This guy's pumped. These two guys are sad. He's sad that Leonard Fournette was a first-round pick and he's playing well for the Bucs. I don't know if he's playing well this year for the Bucs, but he's played well for them in the past. All right, next play. We are back on offense. Giants run dagger successfully again, but it's different this time. I don't even know if this is dagger, but it's kind of the same exact concept, but it's different. Instead of using the clear out from the slot, which is usually what you do on dagger, they used a clear out on the outside by Marcus Johnson. You put Wandale on the whip route for the shallow, and then you put David Sills on this dig. Run a little, cover two beater on the bottom here. Where's man coverage? You get Sills.
Leave it diaper alone.
DJ puts a good ball on him. Get yourself a chunk play. So the Giants have not been able to run dagger successfully. Something that Jones has run successfully in his career. But they get it here. We're reading this side first, see if we got the look that we like. Pop back. Basically a handoff to David Sills. Good route by Sills. Let's show the route by Sills. Good vertical sell on this. Give that little shimmy that you're going left. Bam. First down Giants. Chunk play. Big play for David Sills. All right, this is a bad run play for the Giants. They're in two high safeties, so you've got a light box. They motion Etienne. Toss. Now, I will point out this on this. We just watched this. Watch the toss, but also watch Kayvon. I think we can dispel those doesn't chase down plays narratives. Because he chases them down on this. But how does this happen? So we get this toss. Ingram's cracking down on Jihad Ward. He can't make a play on this, right? You pull the tackle. And then Tay Crowder gets washed up in this. Trying to undercut it. So you have the receiver running a route which occupies David Moreau.
Sit down.
But at the end of the day, we still got one blocker for two defenders here. Like, that's a win. You get Julian Love down here in the alley. And I don't know what the coaching is on this, but Darnay tries to undercut this instead of taking on the block and just flying to the outside, which would have been a win on this. I get he's a small corner versus a left tackle, but he undercuts this, and we'll see from the other angle. McKinney's not able to make the tackle. And Etienne's off to the races.
But now it's time for me to make a spectacular return to evil. Doctor,
I mean, you just play this outside. Julian Love is at least getting a shot at this tackle. You undercut this? I mean, Julian Love is playing inside of this. You undercut this, and now you just got Julian Love blocked. You're giving up a big play to Travis Etienne. So just not good stuff there. All right, next play on the offense. This is the interception that never happened with Daniel Jones, RPO. And I want to explain this. It's like, oh, he just threw it right to a linebacker. Let's talk about this. This is an RPO. And you see, you got Wandale in motion. We've got 31 chasing. We've got man coverage. So we got man coverage. So it's safe to say we got man coverage here, man. And then you have this safety roll down. So you would expect that he's probably in man on the tight end. And then these two linebackers are responsible for Saquon. So Saquon flares out here, you probably have man coverage here. If Saquon comes across the line of scrimmage, well, he's getting man coverage. So that's what Daniel Jones is reading, and they are running an RPO. And he gets the look that he wants. And he's throwing this slant to Marcus Johnson. His read is this linebacker. This linebacker comes and flies up. So this is open. But Jaguars just called a great call against this at the right time, where this is a blitz. You put Lloyd in motion and man coverage on Saquon. He sees that this is an RPO and makes an awesome play on this. Like, heads up play by Devin Lloyd. But DJ's making the read. Like, this is the read that he is looking at. It's like, all right, he flows in, I got the slant. It's there.
Yeah, probably.
The Jaguars just call, they lucked out with roughing the passer on this. Not to say that was a bad call, but it doesn't affect the call. Or it doesn't affect the outcome of the play.
That's all. Excuse me. No, forget it. 100%.
No one picks this up anyways. Like, this is what DJ's read is on this. It is very simple. It is fake the read, fake the handoff, deep field. All right, we have the graph we're looking for in a slant. Now, in a perfect world, you could say, well, pull it here. Like, be able to see this and pull it, but that's a little too Monday morning quarterback. We know Jones isn't really reckless with the ball. One interception that he's essentially accounted for this season, which is the week one, like the one versus the Dallas Cowboys. David Stokes flips it. All right, here I want to criticize Saquon Barkley, which we really haven't done in these film reviews. It's not overly critical, but this is the stuff that has gotten Saquon Barkley in trouble in the past, and he hasn't done it this year. But he did do this on a second one after a really good first and one run, and the Giants ended up getting a turnover downs on this. But this is the Saquon. This is the Saquon that was frustrating, even when he was at his best, like as rookie year.
We find ourselves at the home of the world's first retractable natural grass field as you get a look inside State Farm Stadium in Glendale. It's certainly hot outside here in the desert, but somehow this Cardinal crowd turned up the heat a moment ago. They were in a frenzy as their team emerged from the tunnel, and the Cardinals, they're set to do battle with the New York Giants. And wow, a gamble here right off the bat. Inside kick to begin the game. And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. The final playoff push is upon us. It's week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Throwing on first down. Bell. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. Well, this defense for the Giants, they were very solid last week in the victory over Baltimore.
And one of the key things you always look for when you're evaluating a defense is how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get per game? And how about last week's game? That number? 6. Absolutely phenomenal performance. They were on top of their game right from the first snap.
Being chased out left. And he's going to lose a yard or two. Taken down behind the line. It's a loss of a yard, so they'll wind up crediting him with a sack, and it brings up third down.
All right, partner, I'm going to be Captain Obvious right here. Not the start you're looking for offensively, right? Incomplete pass, followed by a sack.
And when he went down, it looked like that right ankle got turned, but thankfully he popped up okay, and they breathed a sigh of relief on that sideline. To throw on third down. Bell sliding out. And the pressure gets to him again. It'll be a sack and a loss of 3, but more importantly, it brings up fourth down.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. A 41-yard punt, 9 on the return. And it'll be Giant football 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And leading them out there, their 6'5" quarterback. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down. The numbers for him from a week ago: 17 carries, 52 yards.
Well, he's the number 2 runner in the league, and you just know the offensive line wants to get him to number 1 because most of the good ball carriers, they take care of their linemen. Could be a gold watch in their future if he becomes the leading rusher.
And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
On second down, it's Richardson. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Here's Richardson. And he'll only get this to about the 35. Well short of the line to gain. Only a yard in the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down. And he missed it. It's no good. And this will remain a scoreless game.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And a 3 and out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because...
And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. He couldn't get rid of it. He winds up losing a yard. It's second down. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense.
Now Bell hit. He lost the football. And who's got it? The Giants. Defense, they were swarming that time and ultimately got to him before he could get rid of the football and knocked it free.
And don't you feel just a little bit of sympathy for him back there, though? So much going on, so much swirling around. He's trying to find someone downfield. He's trying to move around to find an open target. Sometimes you forget the number one thing, take care of the football.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
Well, this is an awfully tough route to defend in man coverage because he lines up on the right and then runs a crossing route back to the other side of the field. So as a defender, you're not only trailing him the whole way, you're also looking out for your own guys to make sure you don't get yourself picked off. And then you can't catch up in time to prevent the completion.
On first down, Richardson. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
Because number 2 comes in, flies in and fills this gap.
Pound the rock.
Cut.
Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality and pound the rock.
This is closed off.
And he'll go down here.
You've got everyone overflowing this way. Cut back. Get off the Wandale block. Next play was the pass interference with Slayton, and then they do a QB sneak with Daniel Jones for a touchdown. This is where the signal makes it. Most running backs this is a loss. 99% of the running backs in the league is probably a loss.
Point after try forthcoming.
And again, this isn't a bad job in the offensive line. Yeah. Everyone's blocking stuff. We're running against some stacked boxes. Makes the most out of it. That's cool plays on defense. This is the second to last drive of the game. Giants are running a cover 1 blitz. So you see you got man coverage now. Where this gets changed up is you see Jahad Ward who's on the part of the front. He drops back into coverage. Now you have this little mesh point right here. That's muddied up for Trevor Lawrence. You have man coverage, and then you put Tay Crowder and Jalen Smith on a blitz. You got man coverage across the board. But guess what? Christian Kirk is going to work a double move on Darnell Holmes. He's going to get it to success. He gets his hips open, stacks them, pops out. He's won. But the ball's inaccurate. Why? And this is my worry about Darnell Holmes in this defense. He just struggles with these. He gets defensive holding calls on these. This is where pressure breaks pipes in Wink Martindale. And this front makes their money. Let's watch Kayvon Thibodeau on this. Did he have a sack in this game? No.
Yardage numbers for him just keep piling up for his career. He's now top.
They shorted, rip through the shoulder of this dude, bend the edge, get held, get choked,
NFL running backs in their career.
apply pressure.
Feels like if they get to
His first carry, he loses the football. And the Giants have it. It's picked up.
You get Jalen Smith playing here,
Punish that boy
Dex
in the
playing
crowd.
here, or sorry, this D lineman playing here. Jahad Ward pops out, Dex comes out here, and now you got a free rusher. Incomplete, even though the dude's wide open. That's where pressure breaks pipes. Pressure breaks pipes. Now we got a 3rd and 5. Second to last drive of the game. Cover 1, but we got 2 high safeties. Or sorry, cover 2 man, not cover 1. We got man coverage across the board, and we just get a Dory Jackson being better than Evan Ingram. Evan Ingram's going to run this little whip route with the slant and then return it outside. Just good footwork by Adore. Closing in on this, if this is the slant. That's not there.
He's going to break on the route. Pass
Great
me.
footwork stick right with him. His shadow is in his shadow. Get a hand on it. That's good stuff. We get some decent pressure up front.
When I looked down, he was kind of shaking his head right after he threw that pass.
Watch Leonard Williams on this.
I got you trying.
Spin out. Get in that throw window. Force him out. Kayvon working around the edge.
Had some good yardage there, too.
force him to get this ball out a little quicker than he wants to.
Just think about it this way. Running backs as a
They got a punt and give the Giants the ball back. And now we get the next drive. The Giants ran the same play in different facets of it 8 times, which is called power, which is essentially where you have a fullback as a kick-out block and then pulling a guard from the backside as the lead block. Ran it 8 times. Now they bootleg off of it one time with 4 but they ran exactly the same play 8 times in a row and got 57 yards in a field goal. First time, you got Chris Myrick as fullback. You've got a heavy offensive line. You got Devery Hamilton in here. We've got Tanner Hudson and Chris Myrick in the backfield. Let's go. Let's motion Chris Myrick. We're going to put these guys on down block. Down, down, down. Chris Myrick kicking out. Great job, Chris Myrick. Josh Azudu. Devin Lloyd wants to play this, play tight on this. We're going to wrap around. We're going to get the helmet outside. This linebacker's going to come over the top and try and fill this gap. Bam. Saquon bounce it. First down. Wish he would have stayed in bounds, but it is first down. Let's run it again. Let's run it back. Motion Chris Myrick. Same thing. Kick out.
Look at the running back, the man out of
down
the
blocks.
as he gears up to go again. You can count his carries.
Josh Azudu. He doesn't want to play this tight on the down block. We'll kick him out. We'll get our helmet on the inside of him. We'd like Tyre Phillips to come off of this a little quicker. Guess what? Saquon's going to run through this tackle. First down. Stay in bounds, Saquon Barkley. And then my favorite play call of the day. You run the same exact play except you're bringing the motion from the backside. The same exact play. Look. Kick out. Down block. Pull the guard. Lead through. Except for this time, you fought. DJ hiding the ball. We're booting out. We got a first down, New York Giants. Slide on. Giants are 7-1, even though they end up giving the ball back way too early on this drive. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like and subscribe. Tell your friends about it. I'm really enjoying these film reviews. Is a huge part of it because the Giants can't stop losing. Absolutely. But I think these have been fun, and a big part of it is just I really love what Mike Kafka puts on film every single weekend. I just look for new stuff and stuff they build off. So appreciate you guys. Like and subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. We'll see you on the next one. Let's go Big Blue.
Mac Jones, as we all know, last year, a revelation at the position for a rookie, a quarterback, in a draft that had Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, Justin Fields, drafted before, and Mac Jones, the 5th final pick, chosen in the draft last year at quarterback.
Is that my line? That?
It's Julian Love, who calls us every Tuesday for the Shrieking Giants. Julian, welcome back to the show, buddy. How you feeling today?
Well, good. How you guys doing?
Really well, man.
Yeah,
really well.
Congrats again. Another win. I guess this one really comes down to the last play. What was the call? Defensive call. Obviously, you only rushed 3 and just backed up into it's kind of like a prevent. But you guys rallied to the ball and stopped it right at the goal line. What was the call? Take us through the last play of the game that obviously got y'all the win down in Jacksonville.
Yeah, so that is a completely situational call. It is, I guess, kind of like a prevent. But basically, with that situation, with no timeouts they had, the time on the clock, they would have had to take a shot in the end zone. They didn't have time to get up and kind of run another play, no huddle, because we would just, laid on them. And so we were in a quarter package, which is like 7 DBs on the field. It's awesome. a lot of DB, a lot of speed. You got to have speed. And then, 3 of us were kind of on the goal line. I was on the right side where they ended up going. And we had some man coverage, and basically you're defending that front line throw. That's a common throw nowadays, Panther play they call it. Instead of kind of putting it towards the back of the line, they're just trying to get it in play and let the guy kind of lean forward. And so I was kind of diving on it. David Monroe was on the coverage. He put it in there with Christian Kirk. But we're stingy, and McKinney was coming over, and so we were in there stopping him at the one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at it right now. I'm just watching it, and I mean, it's almost like you were going for the interception or the knockdown or whatever it is. Thank goodness Fabian was right behind you and bowed him up and stopped him, and then the rally came, and you guys, got a big victory. But again, every week, Julian, we talk about the second half defense. You guys gave up a long drive, and it's catalyst by Trevor Etienne's, whatever that was, 40-yard run, and then they scored a touchdown on that drive. But after that, you guys bowed up. The difference in the second half has been so profound each and every week. Is this something you guys are taking pride in, right? Is this, yes, they may have done X in the first half, but we're changing. We're stopping this in the second half.
Yeah, for sure. I think we always feel good at halftime in the adjustments we make. It's a double-edged sword, though,
Yeah.
You have that pride, but you also have pride enough to be like, all right, let's figure it out in the first half, though. Let's kind of get that going. And this team, we knew, Coach, their head coach, Doug Peterson, he is well known for his ability to script plays. And so his first 15 of games are pretty elite. They scheme up some different looks, stuff they've been going over all week that they know they're going to start off the game with, and they were successful in that against us. But then after that, once they started to actually call plays and all that stuff, I thought we were pretty stingy on defense.
No, you definitely were. After the touchdown on the opening drive, it was a field goal, then fumble, then downs, and turnover on downs, and then obviously the second half with another touchdown, and then they didn't score again. So you're right.
Yeah.
Let's talk to Julian Love here. So, Julian, did you have enough Giants fans down there in Jacksonville? I mean, listen, I know Giant fans travel. I know some other fan bases travel. But, I mean, Trevor Lawrence didn't even hear things. The Giant fans were phenomenal. What did it sound like being in a different stadium and you guys just completely took it over?
Yeah, it was pretty exciting. It was packed. I mean, the Giant fans definitely came through for us. We knew that there might be some turnout, but we definitely didn't expect the amount of turnout that it did. It felt like almost a home game with a chance and the excitement. So, it was really fun to see, and really happy that the fans could be out there.
Well, I can tell you, it's going to be the opposite of what you guys are staring at coming up this week with Seattle. We know Geno from the Jets. We know Geno from his stint backing up Eli, and then obviously getting that start out in Oakland for Eli back in the day. When you look at, he's been around a long time. I haven't played a ton of football, but when you look at Geno on film, and I know you know him from just maybe even his college highlights, whatever, what do you guys see in Geno Smith? What kind of problems is he bringing to the table for you guys? And really the entire Seattle offense.
Yeah, so he's a quarterback who's been on the block. He's experienced. He's an arm. He can scramble at times, but I think with him comes the poise and the experience you get with a guy like that's been around basically. And so that's what he's bringing. He's getting the ball in the players' hands, and they're doing a good job of balancing out their run and pass attack. And so I think that's why they've been successful. They have some dynamic running backs right now.
Yeah.
And then off of that, once you start the run game going, that's when the pass game opens up.
Yeah, Kenneth Walker has been a marvel as a rookie out of Michigan State. Julian, it's gotten to the point now where the expectation has clearly been exceeded. How are you guys handling that? Right? Because now it's not, the Giants are playing good, and they fight, they win these tough games. Now it's the Giants are supposed to win these games. Forget what Vegas says. The Giants are supposed to win. How are you guys handling these new expectations by starting the season 6-1?
I think you kind of hit it a little bit. It's kind of our mindset. Our mindset has always been this whole year, like, forget what Vegas says. Like, they don't know. Nobody knows kind of what's in that building. And so it's kind of that chip on the shoulder mindset where, we're winning games, but what are we going to improve on? Like, we're far from where we want to go. A few games, is good, especially early, and keep winning, and it sounds great, and it looks great. But it's all in the past now, and we still have a lot ahead of us. Like you said, it's a long season, and so you can't get ahead of ourselves, but that's our mindset. It's to keep that chip on our shoulder and really, we know what we have in that building.
Listen, I'll tell you, man, if I'm on that defensive side of the ball and I see my quarterback, who's usually very calm and very collected and very poised and
You know, just very, very almost vanilla. And I see him start barking at guys. I love it. I love that Daniel Jones showed that side of his personality. Have you guys seen that in practice, or was that just something that was, wow, like, you're like, who was that guy?
I know he did very well. When things got fast, I'll consider him a good friend. But seeing that, I didn't see it when he was barking at somebody during the game. People would tell me about it. In the locker room, of course, when I was talking about it. And just like laughing, like, that's just so funny because you could tell it means a lot to him. Like, a guy who's been ridiculed, all sorts of ways. To just be as confident, to be leading us the way he's leading us, and to have a game like he did this weekend for us, I mean, that's exciting. And so to see him barking just shows the passion that he has for the game. And he's not letting anything slide, no matter if we have a leader or not.
Is he the leader? Is he the leader on the team? Who's the leader on the team?
I would say there's two. My main vocal leaders. One is DJ, and he's our unanimous captain, one of our unanimous captains ever voted. And on the defensive side of the ball, I would say Xavier McKinney.
Yeah.
I think he's been very vocal this year. He's kind of stepped up to be that vocal guy for us, for the team in general. He's always giving like the speeches or whatever. And so those two guys I feel like really stepped up to be vocal. And everybody else, all the other captains are just, they're showing their leadership. You got to play well to do well.
Yeah, Xavier's great. When you had your concussion, you were out for the week, but also for our hit, he came on. He was fantastic. He's your green dot on the defensive side, so the green dots are the vocal leaders on both sides of the ball. But I want to take you back to Daniel. You mentioned you guys came in the same year, and we know the discussion around him. Some people said, "Oh, he's Danny Dimes. That's where he got his nickname from early in his career." And then this little bit of this throw that he hit, this nadir that he hit, it was way down there, and everybody was like, get rid of him, he's not the guy. And now he's slowly climbed out of it, and he feels like a different person. And as a leader, he's taken on that role, and whether he has to do it with his legs or whether it's the decision-making, he's really transformed. And you've seen that. How has it been to watch a colleague, a peer, same draft class type player do that?
It's exciting. It definitely makes me proud. It makes me happy for him. This league nowadays, I feel like, as opposed to in the past, it's so like you got to be the guy right now. And DJ first came to the league, he needs to learn some hard lessons that we all needed to learn. I know I did, and he's taking them in stride. And so he's been the leader for us. He's been playing so well for us right now, because of all of the growth and all the experience that he's had to manage these past few years. And so, I'm extremely happy. I know we're all super proud to have him leading us, kind of guiding us, and really running that offense. I mean, this year alone shows you kind of what he is as a person and as a leader. With all the guys banged up, different names kind of being in and out on the offense, and for him to still be consistent and leading that offense through a tough playbook. I just kudos to him for all that he's had to do.
It's good to see, man. Listen, keep the train moving. Good luck on the trip out to Seattle. We'll catch you next week. Thanks a lot, Julian.
Thanks, Julian. Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Yeah, man, no doubt.
They got half of what he needed there, 2 yards.
I would like to preface everything that I'm about to say with one thing. In all seriousness, it's not personal. It's not personal. The New York Yankees are beyond broken. They are a sliver of what they used to be, what they used to represent, and what, not only what they used to represent on the grand stage of baseball, but what they used to represent
How's it going, Giants fans? My name is Alex, and my co-host here, Anthony Rivardo, and it's a beautiful day to talk about Kayvon Thibodeau's dominance in Week 7 against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Kayvon Thibodeau has just continuously gotten better week in and week out. and he's really starting to develop into the player that we really knew he was all along. And of course, that NCL sprain kept him out for a couple weeks, but he's really starting to just mount that momentum, and the success is coming. And he made a huge impact in the fourth quarter against Jacksonville, really closing out that game. And, you know, Anthony and I were just talking about this, actually. We've noticed that he turns up the dial. Like, he turns it up in the fourth quarter, those game-winning drives, those defensive stops. He's been in the mix the last 3 games, you know, against Green Bay, against Chicago, against, Baltimore, against Jacksonville. You know, he was kind of there every single game. He was in the face of Aaron Rodgers in that 3rd and 2 with incompletion. He got the strip sack on Lamar Jackson, and then he makes some really nice plays and puts a lot of pressure on Trevor Lawrence down the stretch in that fourth quarter. It came up big, and those incompletions have a lot to do with him. So far, incredibly impressed with Kayvon Thibodeaux. We have a couple of stats we want to rattle off here before we dive into his past rushing snaps from Week 7, and you guys can see on the film. The guy is fast. His hand fighting is incredible. He's got a hell of a motor. There's a couple of run defending snaps that we're not going to show today, but that he chased down guys across the field, 40 yards downfield, chasing down Travis Etienne. It's just incredible. The guy's got some unbelievable speed and some unbelievable tangible traits that he's putting on the football field right now, which is pretty impressive. And Anthony, before we dive into Kayvon Thibodeaux and all the things he's offering the team right now, how you doing, Senator?
I'm doing great, and I'm really excited to talk about Kayvon Thibodeaux. Of course, that was such an exciting draft pick when the Giants made it with the 5th overall pick in this year's draft. Kind of came out of nowhere. No one really saw that coming for some reason. There was a massive smokescreen that the Giants put across the league. All of the analysts were saying, yeah, Kayvon Thibodeaux, Giants aren't interested, too big of a personality. And then just snagged him right over there with the 5th overall pick. And it was so exciting. And he's just the kind of player that you know is going to be a star. He has that swagger, that superstar mentality, and it's already showing up. I mean, through, 5 games in his rookie season, he has 14 pressures. He's averaging nearly 3 pressures a game. He's been dominant during some drives. He had that game-winning sack against the Baltimore Ravens, and it seems like he's playing really well, and he's only getting started, and that's the really exciting part for me. I think that Kayvon Thibodeaux is going to be a very scary player for opposing offenses to face for a long time, and again, it just feels like he's getting started right now. He's getting better week by week, as you just mentioned, Alex, and we've seen so much improvement from that first game versus Dallas where, he wasn't too active as a pass rusher. He made a couple nice plays in run defense, and he had, some decent moments here and there, but overall, as a pass rusher, it was a little lackluster. Game 2 against Chicago starts to turn it up. Game 3 against Green Bay really starts to get there. Game 4 gets his first sack. And again, against Jacksonville, as you just mentioned, in that fourth quarter, he was wreaking havoc. He was getting after Trevor Lawrence all game long. He had a couple of quarterback hits as well, so he's really just improving on a weekly basis. And by the season's end, I think that we're going to have a bona fide star in Kayvon Thibodeaux already as a rookie. And I'm just so excited to see how he progresses throughout this rookie season. And again, he's just been such a spark plug for the team. He likes to see him join the lineup. Of course, missing those first 2 weeks with the knee injury. Ever since he's entered the lineup, he's been a difference maker. The Giants were missing him before they had him, and now that he's here, he's made a difference. Whether that be batting down passes in the fourth quarter against help the Giants win the game, or getting the game-winning sack against Lamar Jackson, or pressuring Trevor Lawrence throughout the fourth quarter, he's making a massive impact. He is a difference maker on the Giants defense, and it's just been a joy to watch this rookie get to work.
But it does not appear that that's...
It really has, and some of the numbers I want to read off to you guys are pretty damn impressive. So across 5 games this season for Kayvon Thibodeaux, he has 14 total pressures, 11 hurries, which ranks second among rookies, 2 batted passes, which is tied for second among rookies, and this is the most impressive one of all, 13.9% pass rush win rate, first among all qualified rookies. And you saw Trayvon Walker against Andrew Thomas. He got bullied in Week 7. So Kayvon Thibodeaux up to this point has that forced fumble, a sack as well, the strip sack he had against Baltimore. He's been a very efficient tackler. He's only missed 1 tackle across 5 games and has 1 penalty. So overall, very impressed with him so far. As a rookie, guy coming off of a couple injury with MCL sprain, he's been an impact player for this team. So let's take a look at his pass rushing reps from Week 7 and really kind of what makes him so exciting. All right, so Trevor Lawrence obviously here is a very athletic quarterback. He's able to move in the pocket, move around. He was forced to move around a lot because of Kayvon Thibodeaux. It was on the right side of your screen here. He lined up in a bunch of different spots during this game. But we'll kind of watch it through here. We'll stop at the big moments so you can see his motor. He just doesn't stop running, which I really like about him. spinning Cam Robinson around a little bit. You'll see he gets his hands involved. The thing I like about him a lot is his hand fighting, and his overall level of play gets better as the game goes on, which a lot of guys may regress as the game goes on. He tends to get better, and it all peaks in the fourth quarter, which is something that we've really needed from a pass rush for the last couple of seasons. Really nice there.
Yeah, and I want to touch on the motor that you've mentioned, because that's obviously become a talking point on social media right now, because he had that clip from this game go viral where he ran down a running back from 25-yard line to other 25-yard line, ran 50 yards in total as a defensive lineman, and made the stop on the play. It was a very, very impressive move by Kayvon Thibodeau. His speed rating on Madden, he's petitioning for it to go up on Twitter, and it should, because the dude was flying. He's like lightning, and that motor is fun to see, because that was a question mark for some people. Coming out of college, they said, does Kayvon Thibodeau have that motor? Does he take plays off? Does he go 100% all the time? What we're seeing on the film, what we've seen on the film for the past few weeks, what we saw on that play, 100% going crazy, every single play, motors always turned on, never taking plays off, and that's just something that you love to see, especially from a rookie who's trying to become a superstar in this league. Just to have that motor, be that hungry, to never take a play off, that's what you want to see from your 5th overall pick in the draft.
So what I really like about this clip specifically is he uses this false step to get Cam Robinson to lean forward and extend his arm. You can see right here, I'll try to pause it. See right here, he gives him that false step, and look how off balance Cam Robinson is. He extends that off.
Before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Back to throw. Clancy finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is a version of workhorse in the NFL. Being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
They'll try and run it in. It's Richardson. And he'll get maybe a couple before he's taken down, as that will take us to the 2-minute warning. And give him 2 yards officially, and now it'll be 3rd and goal. So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. They've got it 3rd and goal here as they try to finish off. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. So the 2nd down run didn't work. They run it again on 3rd down and get in. I wasn't sure if they might pass it, Charles. We know that they like
extends that arm. Kayvon Thibodeau gives him that false step, that jab step, opens up his entire frame, and uses those hands to bat his arms away. And he throws him off balance and runs right by him. And once Kayvon Thibodeau gets by you, like we said before, that motor turns on and you cannot catch him. So you'll see that throughout this game. He does a lot of this. He really gets Robinson a couple times, this move specifically. So it's pretty impressive to see what he's done. He does against Cam, who's a pretty solid player by most accounts.
Yeah, and Kayvon Thibodeau just has such a quick first step, and I love the way that he sets up his pass rushing snaps. He's not always just instantly rushing around the edge or charging the edge. He's very patient, and he likes to be reactionary, which is very good, especially for a young rookie defensive lineman to be reactionary and watch what the offensive lineman is doing, and then react to that and make the play. The hand fighting, as you mentioned earlier, Alex, is very advanced for a rookie in Kayvon Thibodeau, because he does have a lot of counters in his bag. A lot of the times with rookies, you'll see that they kind of just have the ability to make one pass rush move, and that's about it. And that is kind of something we saw in the Detroit Amari last year. He kind of had that one-trick pony vibe, where he had that one trick up his sleeve, that one pass rushing move, and he would stick to it. And Kayvon Thibodeau kind of has an array of them, and what he does is he watches what the offensive lineman is doing and reacts to that. So you see he beats Cam Robinson on the inside move there. He saw the way that Cam Robinson, his pitch slide went, and so he reacted to that, and then went for the inside move. He knows how to attack different offensive linemen based on how the rep starts, and I think that's something that you see that tells you he has a very high football IQ, and he's very advanced. And the high football IQ is something that even Wink Martindale mentioned and praised last week because of that win over the Baltimore Ravens. After he forced the fumble on Lamar Jackson, he went and tackled Lamar Jackson because he couldn't find the ball, which was something really special. And again, you're seeing it here, the way that he's reacting to offensive linemen, very high football IQ, a very intelligent player, Kayvon Thibodeau.
Absolutely. I mean, what I like about what he's doing is he sets up moves early on that he can exploit later, right? Like, that's what good pass rushers do. They're not using the same move over and over and over again. They're setting things up for later on in the game. And those inside moves, like you just pointed out, he had been giving Cam Robinson that jab step inside early in the game, and then instead of using that jab step, he just gunned it right up the inside, and Cam Robinson was expecting him to try and jab it and go to the outside and use the speed around the edge. Instead, goes right up the inside. Cardinals sin for offensive tackles, and he exposes him there, sets him up for a little bit of success. So I really like, what I'm seeing here in terms of that's kind of veteran-esque. You don't see rookies do that all the time, but I like what I've seen in terms of the effort, the motor. Anybody that said before the season actually started was that, people said, he doesn't have the motor, doesn't have the work ethic, whatever. It's all nonsense. It's clear as day when watching the film that this guy cares, and he's definitely putting his best foot forward. And he shows up when it matters most too. I mean, look at that effort right there. I mean, that's a hell of an effort.
That's a clear and obvious hold as well. That was a hold, and that should have been a sack. He would have gotten to the quarterback here if not for this hold. And honestly, the refs in this game were pitiful. It was ridiculous. I saw this live. I was in the end zone that they were going away from, and I had a clear angle of this basically, and I was like, hold, and I was like, throw the flag, and the refs just walked away. I mean, everyone in my section was pissed off because it was mostly Giants fans. It felt like the whole game was an awesome time, but this was just clear and obvious. He beat Cam Robinson on this play. The only thing Cam Robinson can do here is hold Kayvon Thibodeau, and he did. He got away with it, which is BS, and it was very infuriating to witness live. But again, that quick first step is what sets him up on this play. Cam Robinson has to hold him here because Kayvon Thibodeau instantly won this pass rushing rep with his first step. He is so quick off the line of scrimmage, and it's so noticeable, especially I watched it in person, and it was just insane to see how quick his first step was sometimes. As soon as the ball snapped, you're like, oh man, Kayvon Thibodeau, he's already like 3 inches from the quarterback. It's so awesome to watch. But yes, on this play, that is a clear and obvious hold. As you mentioned, Alex, it's a great pass rushing snap, and it really was set up. It really came to fruition because of the setup, how quickly he gets off the line and how he sets up the offensive line, and it was awesome. He still gets a quarterback hit through the hold, but again, there should have been a call.
Yeah, absolutely. And him holding right there, I mean, Trevor Lawrence has to rush this throw right here, and it's off target because of it. He impacts that. That's all. And that could be a touchdown if he catches this, Impactful plays from Kayvon Thibodeau you're seeing pretty routinely here, and it only gets better for him as the game goes on. Let's take a look at some more of these. He really had his number. I mean, that's gorgeous. That is absolutely gorgeous. The little hand movements right there, bam. He really, the chops.
And that's exactly what I was talking about earlier. It's such great reaction. A lot of the times, again, with rookie pass rushers, you'll see them make a move as soon as the play starts, and then they're kind of done. But that's not what this was. He tries to attack that outside shoulder, and then he reacts to the offensive lineman, chops those hands away, swims underneath that. Like, that's exactly what you want to see, the way that he sealed himself off, especially to finish the rep and get around the offensive lineman, get towards the quarterback. Like, that's veteran stuff almost. You see veterans in the NFL do that on a routine basis, and now you're seeing a rookie in Kayvon Thibodeau do that on a routine basis. So again, I love the way that he reacts. It's not just a telegraphed play. He's going in with a plan to react to the offensive lineman, and that's what's creating all these successful pass rushing snaps for him.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look at Dexter Lawrence right there, too. Nice little play there in the screen game. That could have been a big play right there for Etienne. And Dexter Lawrence gets to his face. Monster, bro. Dexter Lawrence is a freaking animal. Oh, my goodness, I'm so happy we have him locked in for next year, too. That is such a nice fifth-year option pickup by the Giants. Nice little move there. Oh, gorgeous little dip around the edge there, too. So nice.
Yeah, and you're seeing on a lot of these snaps like that one that we just saw where he's very close. Again, a great pass rushing snap here, and again, a great counter to get towards the quarterback, because there was a second there where he was held up by the offensive lineman, but then he counters and gets towards the quarterback. Some of these plays where he's countering, they're going to start turning into sacks. Like I said, he's only getting better week in and week out. He's only improving. So these plays where we're saying, okay, it's a quarterback hit or it's a quarterback pressure, he got really close there, give it another week, that's going to be a sack, right? So it's just, he's getting better and better each week, and you're seeing his progress, and it's amazing. This play was so infuriating to watch live. I couldn't even tell you. I thought it was an interception. I thought this game was over, and then this receiver just jumped out of nowhere, made this catch in the fourth quarter. This one was infuriating, Alex.
Yeah, I mean, this catch, it throw, like, this should have been the game. This should have been game over. Like, right here. This should have been game over. on this play, I believe. I mean, Kayvon Thibodeau gets right in Trevor Lawrence's face. The entire defensive front is right there. This is ridiculous. This should never have been complete.
Back-footed throw into the middle of the field. It's basically a prayer, a Hail Mary. The guy's blanketed. It's such dumb luck. It was so infuriating. It's a hell of a catch, I have to say. It's a hell of a catch. I'm not sure which receiver that was, but it was a hell of a catch. But it's such a bad throw, and I'm so pissed that they got away with that. But whatever, man.
Nails Trevor Lawrence. Gets the rough of the call passer there, too.
Yeah, that is really rough. I disagree with I'm a little biased, so.
Of course, only natural. Oh, he's right there.
Again, another hold. It's a hold. Like, it's just, and he's giving Cam Robinson such trouble that Cam Robinson has to keep grabbing him by the neck and holding him. But he keeps getting away with it. Those refs, man, they were ridiculously bad over in Jacksonville. But again, another great pass rushing snap. Without the hold, it is a sack, and it's probably a strip sack based on the timing of when he got towards the quarterback. But yes, you cannot go like this and chokehold a pass rusher, Cam Robinson. He got away with it far too many times in this game. And it's just infuriating to watch back. But yeah, another great pass rep by
Look, against better reps and a less mobile and athletic quarterback, Kayvon Thibodeau has like 3 or 4 sacks in this game, straight up. It's going to be interesting to see what happens against lesser opponents in the near future here, like Geno Smith. The Seattle Seahawks, I mean, the Jaguars actually have a pretty decent pass pro offensive line, which is interesting. Seattle, I imagine, probably doesn't have that good of a pass protection line now that they've lost DK Metcalf and Kenneth Walker's an absolute beast, but their receiving core obviously just got kind of slashed. I imagine Adoree may travel with Tyler Lockett. He kind of moves out of the slot a little bit sometimes. We'll see how they kind of manage that. But Geno's athletic enough, he can move. I'm curious to see how Kayvon Thibodeau and the Giants manage him and kind of lock him down in the pocket. But I'm excited. This is a player who is already showing an impact, and it's going to be fun to see how his development continues to grow here. So it should be very fun. I know, Anthony, you agree with me, and everyone here, obviously, I think is kind of under the same sentiment. So that's definitely optimism for this rookie class. If we ever pretty soon. Guys, hope you enjoyed this episode talking about Kayvon Thibodeau, his success up to this point, some past reps from Week 7 against Jacksonville, Tyrannosaurus Rex here, and presents for the good luck charm as always. Make sure to like and subscribe and enjoy the rest of your day. Catch you guys on the next Outside Giants episode.
Why were they clicking on offense? They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game. That number of points. Continually feel they're moving the ball. Things are working and clicking. They think they can follow this and carry it with them. And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work. That's called being in the zone.
Let's buckle up, right?
So
yeah,
let's do
it. Buckle up.
Win number 10 on the year as they move to 10-1.
Yes, we do.
And they'll have another road game next
fast
week
can
with
cover.
the Cincinnati Bengals. Meanwhile, for the Cardinals, they've fallen out of things now as they sink to 3-8. And they'll have a chance at redemption next week at home against the Los Angeles Rams.
It's been a lot of fun since we've been here.
And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA
the
Sports,
culture
I'm
that
Brandon
Dave
Gunn saying so long, everybody.
Joe has established here, it makes it fun coming to work every single day. And we got a bunch of guys defensively that, we all check our ego at the door and we just go to work. And I'm really happy to know that it can still be done that way in this league. 'Cause it's not like that every place else, but we got a great group of guys.
It is. It's always tough to get 53 guys and get all the defensive guys to kind of just be on the same page. Everybody cares about the same goal, and everybody's kind of coming from different backgrounds. They're in different parts of their career. So when you came here to the Giants and you knew, all right, I got to establish a new culture, and this is going to be our new identity as a defense. Like, what's the first thing that you have to make sure that you accomplish?
Well, I think that the first thing you have to accomplish is your communication with the players, just an open mic, if you will, in the meeting rooms and everything else. They understand they don't have to just sit there and listen like in some rooms. I think that when you start building relationships with the players, it's a lot easier to communicate, and it's worked really well for us so far, wherever we've been. But this group, like I said, it's a special group. It's bunch of good guys that are selfless. You know, like I said earlier, they check their ego at the door, and we just go to work. And Dave's done a nice job of, you know, setting up each week. I mean, that was hard what we just did this past weekend against Baltimore. Here's why. Not just because of the football team, but
times. If you ain't with it, you best get with it. Now let's rock. So, in case you haven't heard, Stick Wales came out on the screen Monday. It said the game of Jordan is better than Black President. Now this is something I've said for years. I've been saying this for years. Giants fans, if you put Dak on this Giants, he will not be 6-1. He can't win these games. Dak could never win with Richie James, Sills, and Smoak, and Marcus Johnson. I'm sorry, son. Dak wouldn't last. He wouldn't last. So, it's so good to see someone like Stick Bates, who's predicted, who been college sports for 50 years, who hates the Giants, this is counterfeit. Even he came out and said the game is strong. It's better than Dak Prescott.
Come here. Come here. Huh?
How many quarterbacks can overcome when Daniel Jones overcame what Jacksonville? Multiple drop balls. Defense want to stop it. No.
He had a hell of a day today. He had a hell of a day.
And yet,
well, only with a long of 61.
5 games. We got 6 wins. 5 of them on game-winning drives from Daniel. 4 fourth-quarter comebacks. I mean, if this was somebody who played in New England, if this was somebody who's currently playing in Tampa Bay, everybody would be slipping. Everybody would be talking about he's the MVP. He does the most with the least. He makes everybody look good. But instead, people go out on their platforms and they choose to give the credit to everybody but their Michael Lombardi. Oh, they win Daniel Jones. They make sure Daniel Jones can lose in the game. You turn on Undisputed, which I'm talking about now. This dude Shannon Sharp didn't even mention Daniel Jones when he ranked the NFC quarterbacks. He just talked about Dak and Jalen. Colin Cowherd, all my goodness, Brian Dable, give him coach of the year. Look what he's doing. He's winning with Daniel Jones. Never thought it was possible. You're disrespecting our quarterback, who by definition of the title is the MVP. By definition, Daniel Jones is the most valuable player in the league. We would be upset if Daniel Jones wasn't on our team. I get it. Saquon's here. Okay, so what? How many games does Saquon win without Daniel Jones? I know Daniel Jones wins games all the time without Saquon. But Saquon's been often injured. Okay, Daniel Jones in 2020 should have won the division without Saquon Barkley. You got to get that. The year the Eagles tanked, we kept the Giants out of the playoffs. Saquon's hurt that year. I would love to see how many games he would win if Daniel Jones got the bid for ACL. How many games would they Saquon play? Girl, stop. So the next time you say the defense and Brian Dable and having a play call and Saquon Barkley is a improved offensive line, make sure you know that none of this works without number 8. The anointed one, the chosen one, the one who fell from the sky to deliver this miserable franchise from evil. That's what he's doing. In the fourth quarter, his hope is lost. That Daniel Jones number 8 shines into the sky. It brightens up a dark day. And he comes from behind the fourth quarter and he salvages the game. And delivers what he wants. He makes sure he has a happy ending. Daniel Jones is the definition of a superhero. No matter how great it gets, no matter how bad it gets, no matter how much it may look like the bad guys didn't get it. He throws him in jail. He kills him if he's like that. He gets it done. He is the superhero. He is our savior. If you were a Giants fan, you need to worship the ground he walks on, because if we didn't have him, we'd be horrible. Horrible.
Put it in there. Put it in there. Yeah. I got another one. Put it in the bag.
And I'm not saying the league now makes sense, but it makes more sense.
And now we have more to go off of. And as we progress through the season, I'm feeling less and less confident in teams like more and more worried about teams like
Put it in the bag.
a lot of teams are starting to follow trends, and that means like specific players before it was just all over the place.
I feel good about the top. Lastly, so with that in mind, check out our tiers, our quadrants. So our producer Drew, everybody here in the world, it's the first year.
Yeah.
It's a quadrant.
Come on, Drew, get it together.
It's a quadrant.
We're gonna get him on the show.
Johnny Galley behind the glass.
That's the barrio.
Let's get to it. The top 8. Bills, Eagles, Chiefs. Nothing changed there. The big three. They remain the big three. Bills and Eagles on bye. So yeah, just No, give him power.
And once we take this shrink leg, we will have the capability to pull off the throne of the century. We are going to steal. Wait, ready? I haven't told you what it is yet. Dave, listen up, please.
But the defense is just such a game changer. 5 takeaways,
Next,
21 points.
we are going to steal.
And maybe that's because I expect more of that.
Is mine, and Miles will give me whatever I want to get it back, and I will be the greatest villain of all time. That's what I'm talking about.
That's fair. There was a moment.
Yes, well, I've been crunching some numbers. I really don't see how we can afford this. It can't be done. I'm a miracle worker. So what? I just did another one from the back. They love me.
And that's the recipe. I mean, it's Jamal Williams had that ball knocked away. Jared Goff had the ball stripped away multiple times. There were multiple turnovers because the Cowboys are elite on defense. That travels into January. And again, the top 3 are kind of in their own class. There's a gap. The Cowboys, careful, Cowboys.
By the way, he did run into his track. She's back. Back. So I mean, I hate it, and I'm not a big Dallas gal, but I don't know.
That was a nice little victory lap for Taylor.
Exactly, and he was right. And I wonder if we can continue to see this type of production from Tyler Boyd, because he had a huge game, a career high, 155 receiving yards on 8 catches. Just a massive first quarter from him. And it's just really interesting to me that in an offense that has DeMar Chase and T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd can also stand out. Like when they are playing like this, they really do look like the team that ended last season.
I was legit.
Yeah.
And he is as good as any number 2 receiver in the league. And Jamar Chase challenged him on the power rankings. That's what I connected to a couple weeks ago. Zach Taylor popped the limits, figure out how to get Jamar Chase the big time playmaker back. And he's been the dude that we saw last year to go to the league the last 2 weeks. So you add it all up. Oh, by the way, Cincinnati hasn't given up a second half touchdown.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm kind of
I like
make
that.
sure I'm right about this. Maybe our producer behind the last show probably double check on that. But I don't think they give up a touchdown in the second half. So the defense is better. And Zach Taylor is kind of a target of derision on football Twitter, especially the scholarly set on Twitter, people that study the game and decide who's good and who's bad. Zach Taylor's that's he's actually not good. He's been last year. And when they got off to the slow start, Zach Taylor's the problem here.
Okay, I'm out of here.
Like you said, you gotta be patient. And what they've been able to do is line up with this power down, use a spread off of attack, and we go back to himself. So, Kelly, I am correct, I'm being told. No, I am correct.
Go sit down. Get in the bed. No! Come here. Get in the bed.
Speaking of some patience, in the Dolphins division, they now have 4-2 total control. Up 5 spots tonight. My Jets, 2 New York teams in the top 10 for the first time since 1986. I don't know. Did they have power rankings back then? I'm sure they did. Certainly not. They got the Rams up 1 spot to 11-5.
and I think they were sort of in a way too, but now they're on this 14 winning streak, and I'm starting to believe their only losses are to the Giants and the Bills. Sweeping the Colts at this point doesn't look that impressive. I kept trying to make the Colts a thing. It's not a thing. It's not going to happen. That's just not going to happen. The Colts are not going to happen. So the AFC South, though, it's not great. So I mean, this is a situation where the Steelers are on a roll. They're able to run the ball with Derrick Henry, and obviously this defensive front was living in this game against the Colts.
Yeah, I think it is. I think what week 4, I believe, was their first matchup against the Colts. Beat them. Then they sweep them in week 7 and in Berkeley and the Matt Ryan era, as short as it was, and showed the limitations of having a statue quarterback in the league right now because people like him that's an answer that's pick 6 and yeah, but this is what I like about them. They're bad at they're well coached. They have a quarterback who's easily under control. Derrick Henry is still very much the big dog. And in the league, the way the league is this year, the middle class is so huge. Like what's happening with the Giants, a team that can run the football, that's well coached, that can win close games. You're going to look up in January, and they're going to be 11-6 and 12-5, and they might even have the first seed of the AFC, or certainly home game in the playoffs. So love it or hate it, you're going to see Tennessee in the playoffs again because they know how to win.
This is what they do. The wins, they aren't pretty. They're ugly. They need more offense on rhythm, for sure. Or wait, they need more rhythm on offense. I am dyslexic, and I've been working through it for my entire life.
We're all very proud of you.
Thank you. I will say I wonder about my Tannehill ankle. The refs come back up on the team, so that is something to watch for the next 5 games against the Packers, which really doesn't matter anymore, and the Bengals, who are back certified into the top 5. Is that where they were? 5?
They are number 5. I trust the Bengals at this point, but anyone that looks ahead of the schedule right now will say things like, oh man, tough schedule.